Hi and welcome. I'm so happy you're back. Last time we finished talking about Rachel and Leah, and today we will talk about one of their children. Actually, I want to mention another child just in passing, that Yehuda. The reason we are called Yehudim is because Leah says, Hapam Eides Hashem, this time I want to thank Hashem. And so that's who we are. We're people of thanks from Yehuda. We wake up in the morning, it's Meida Ani. We make brachas. We say thank you. We are people of thanks, Yehudim. We are people of acknowledgement. Yosef is born in the year 2199, which means from the year 2192, when Yaakov marries Leah and Rachel 7 days later, but he works for her for 7 years afterwards. It's like credit card plan. Buy now and pay later. So he marries her 7 days after he marries Leah, and then he works the next 7 years. So when he marries Leah and Rachel in the year 2192, by the year 2199, Yaakov Avinu has 11 sons from 4 wives. 11 sons in the year 2199. So if Yosef is born in the year 2199, and Binyamin is born in the year 2208, in the year 2216, Yosef is sent by his father to see how the brothers are shepherding, and the rest is history. You know about the woman who every time she came to that part in the Kriya, she cried why Yosef was sold, and the year later she cried again, and she said she's not going to cry anymore. Doesn't he know he shouldn't go there? Every year they sell him. That joke didn't come across very good. On Yom Kippur, in my favorite part of the davening, there's an incredible part called the Aveda. The Aveda is the whole Aveda in the Beis Hamikdash of the Kehanim and the Leviim. At the end of the Aveda of Yom Kippur, we are told a very interesting tale. We are told about the selling of Yosef. Now, it's very interesting. Why are we told this then? What does it mean? And what exactly happened? So let me go to the Mokir, to the Baal HaMachzor who writes it. And it's said in every single nusach in the world. Eile Eskiro. These are the people that we want to remember now. Remind Hashem. Why do we want to remind Hashem? Because we're in court and we want to bring forth all of the things that all of our, how do you say? I had a grandfather who was so good. I had a Zayda who was terrific. My father was a tzaddik. So if I don't do so well, I'm putting all of them on the scale. So let's begin. Eile eskero v'nafshi olai eshbecha. They were called in, 10 people were called in to the room of Hadrian the king. Now I'm going to tell you now, I'll teach the whole Inyan of Aseret Harugei Malchus when we get to it in history. But I even want to tell you that even now this part is an allegory, because it's impossible that 10 of those people were together in one room. It's an allegory. The first ones were Rabbi Shmuel Kohen Gadol and Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel, the Nasi, and the Kohen Gadol during Bayis Sheni, at the end of Bayis Sheni. It's impossible that they lived at the same time as later on Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Sheva Vasefer, Rabbi Chutz Turgimon, Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava, Rabbi Yehuda ben Dama. There was a gap of 100 years. They were in the same generation, but they couldn't be in the same room at the same time. But the Baal HaMachzor explains that 10 people were called into a room, and there was a king sitting, Hadrian, supposedly Hadrian, and all over the floor in this magnificent palace were strewn shoes, sandals, thousands and thousands and thousands of sandals. Now, it looked a little funny, don't you think? A gorgeous room, all gilded, as Romans did, and a million pairs, thousands of shoes on the floor. And they walked in and they looked at the shoes and they didn't know. And he says to them, that he learnt the dinim, uposach beve'el hamishpotim, v'choshev mezimas, and he thought evilly, hagene vishum chorei. If a person steals someone, if someone kidnaps somebody, v'nimtza b'yodei meis yomus, the din is that he has to die. If you kidnap somebody, you have to die. The din is death. They got a little scared. And they didn't know what to do. And and he said to them, oh yeah? Do you know the din? Nom. Aye aveisechem asher achehem mekaruhu. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound evil. If the din is ki motze ish gein of nefesh me'achivim ne Yisrael v'samer be'um chorei heim ba'onulei meisa ganovahu. That's the din. The din is the ganov has to die. He saw that before and he asked them and they agreed. So he said, oh yeah? Then how come your forefathers, were not killed? L'yishmaelim sacharuhu. They sold him to Yishmaelim. Uba'ad na'olim nesanuhu. And what did they do with the money? They bought shoes. They did. They bought sandals. V'atem kablu din shamayim aleichem. And you have to accept the din. So you understand they asked for 3 days. We will talk about that when we get to it. But I just want to tell you something interesting. In that room, there was someone from each Shevet. Now, how many Shvatim sold Yosef? I wish I could see you so you could tell me. How many Shvatim sold Yosef? If you say 10, you're wrong. Well, Yosef was sold, so he's not one of them. Binyamin wasn't there. That brings us to 10. And Reuven wasn't there. Reuven was at home taking care of Yankiv. So it was only 9 Shvatim. 9 Shvatim sold Yosef. So there was somebody there from every Shevet, from all the 9 Shvatim. There was a representative in that room that died al Kiddush Hashem later. We'll talk about it then. 9. They needed a 10th. For something like that, to sell Yosef, they needed a 10th. And the Chumash tells it to us, Torah tells it to us on the spot. That they looked up, once they decided to sell him instead of kill him. Why sell him? Because Ani Choshev Kames, and if they sell him, he's like he's dead. And he deserves death, they said, because he was a Mered B'Malchus, because the Melech is Yehuda. And he said that they would all bow to him. So therefore, he's a Mered B'Malchus. They're going to kill him, but you're not allowed to. They don't want to. How will they live with themselves? So they're going to do the next best thing. And just then, and they ask Hashem what to do, and just then Archas Yishmaelim comes, which means that Hashem agrees with them, which means that they now have a minion to decide this, because this is Din and Nefashis. So who takes the place of Hashem in that room? So we have somebody in place of Yehuda. Shimon, Levi is Rabbi Shmuel Kohen Gadol, right? I don't know the other ones. Yehuda is the Nasi B'Yisrael. But who takes place of Hashem? He's the 10th. Are you guessing yet? Rabbi Akiva. Because Rabbi Akiva is a ger. So what Shevet is he from? He's from Shevet God. Not God, Gimel Dalet. He's from Shevet Hashem. So all 9 plus Hashem are all represented in that room. And Yosef is sold. The rest and the outcome of all this, and Aseres Harugei Malchus, that we will learn when we come to it after Churban Bayis Sheni, or at Churban Bayis Sheni. Mashiach should come before, and we shouldn't have to teach it. Seid gesund. Thank you for coming. L'chaim.